So, any other questions? Definitely ask them if you have them. So, format and frequency, what do you do? So, do you do newsletters? Does everybody have to do a newsletter? You don't have to do newsletter formats. You can always pick different kinds of formats if you want. If you're more, you don't have to call it a newsletter. If you send your once a month, you can come up with a cute name for it that's something else, right? Your once a month, whatever it might be. But you can also do in between, you can do promotional things, right? Either you're having a special or you're having an event or something that you want to talk about that's specific. Again, you can do announcements, press releases, but all could be different templates that you, only thing I would say over and over to remember is you want to make sure that they're branded the same along the way, so they're recognizable. Folks know it's always from you. Okay? So there are different kinds, like here, we're showing the customer who does just a holiday season's greeting. There's no sales, no message on it, just we're thinking about you and thank you. But again, you can see their same logo along the way. It's that sort of that same story when you think of red. What do you think of as your logo? When you think of the color red, what do you think of? What company? Target. Everybody's all Target. One audience I had said Coke. I said, really? Okay. I mean, I'll go with it. And I had someone once say a fireman. I said, really? You think of fireman with red? Okay. Not a brand I ever thought about. But anyhow, you want to be consistent. Try to avoid drastic changes, though. Like if people get really used to a newsletter a certain way, and then you make a decision you're going to change the whole look of that newsletter, you'll get feedback for sure. So you might want to ask them for feedback first before you make those big changes. Or give them a forewarning, because folks will be, what happened? Where'd all my stuff go? They just get very upset. And then calls to action, which is what we talked about. Give them a reason to interact. If they don't have a call to action, if it's just read me, they have a hard time with that. So it can just be a link to click on. For more information about how to save money, click here. Or if you want the best deals, we recommend you look at, right? It could just be something as simple as that. A phone number to call, something to download and print, right? Give them something to do. And you might want to tell them why. What's in it for them, right? The first 3 who respond to this get the front row seats at the next seminar. I mean, come on. Yeah, you'd love it. But this one, these folks were nominated for an award for a restaurant, and they said, you know, click here to vote for us. That's a pretty simple one, right? And it gets people to interact, and they click there, and on they go. So you definitely want to call folks to action. So, I probably gave it away because I know you all read that really fast, right? So do you send on Monday? Is that the best day of the week to send? No. No? You guys are so quiet. You're starving. Maybe that's what it is. Mondays, Tuesdays. What do you think?
Tuesday.
More vote for Tuesday. Yes.
Do you send Tuesdays at 2 or Wednesdays at 3 based on a direct mail company that you work with that just said it was the best practice?
Oh, there they go. There you go. Okay. Fridays? No. Sunday? Okay. Here's what we found statistically, right? We can look through and see the best opens, and we found Tuesdays and Wednesdays to be the best days, between 10 in the morning and 2. So people have time to get their stuff done first, and or they haven't quite checked out by 3 o'clock perhaps. It's 2 o'clock people have checked out. No, I don't send after 2, or try not to. And I'll tell you that I had the lowest open rate ever when I sent on a Monday of my newsletter. Even though it was a schedule for the week, it was just my lowest open. However, you know, you might want to think about a few things. Be consistent, whatever it is that you pick. First, I say you go ahead and play with it a little bit. I think this is a great hint. Divide your list and try it. Try it on Tuesday, try it on a Wednesday, try one at 10 in the morning, try one at 2 in the morning, and then see how your results come in from those 2 different lists. See when people are really opening them.
So Constant Contact has a dashboard, if you will, that you can see their open rates. And you can also see if they've clicked through from that. So that'll tell you not only are they looking at it and the percentage of those sent, but did they actually do what you asked them to do, which is to click here, go there, download this, sign up here, and that'll tell you the response
Right,
rate.
what happened? Where did it really go?
Will it say how long they stayed?
How long they were on? Well, it'll tell you the frequency they're on. I don't think it tells you how long, the duration. Like if someone, I had someone call me and say, someone opened mine 10 times. Is that right? And I said, they just kept going back, yes.
Mhm.
So it'll tell you if somebody, you know, which also gives you, does it have lasting, right? Does it have some sort of last to it? Again, you know, what gets them to open and why, you want to start to look at that. You want the maximum impact though, right, for the least intrusion. So you think about that as you get them. I use a florist, an online florist, because I have a lot of friends and family not here. And they, I think, did a fabulous job, and they didn't charge me crazy for delivery, and it was a really, and the beautiful things, people tell me everything came lovely. And then I started to get emails, Tuesday tulips, Wednesday weeping willows, Thursday what, and it just didn't stop. So I went into their setting, you can choose your settings right at the bottom, and I chose once a month. I figured, just remind me, you do a great job, just remind me once a month that kind of deals. Maybe that's good. And I kept getting them and kept getting them. So I went back into the settings and I wrote in their comment box, and I didn't report them as spam, but said, I have requested this and you haven't complied, and it stopped immediately, right? Because once they get reported, then everything becomes an upset for them. They don't want to lose, they don't want to get their domain name pulled away. That's the address people know them as. So just be careful about that and be respectful. So let me tell you about this restaurant, Havana. Anybody familiar with Havana?
Yeah.
Right here in Walnut Creek, okay? Yum. They had not great business on Mondays, which isn't really uncommon for restaurants. It just depends on, you know, what kind, etc. And they came up with this idea to do half-price mojitos, Mojito Monday, right? And they used a simple template. You can all see, like, there's not a lot of information on that. Just simple, few words, a couple nice pictures. They sent that out. Any guesses on what happened Mojito Monday? They offered a couple appetizers for half price too, so because you can't drink without some food, or as I said, without friends, right? I mean, these are critical. No. So what do you think happened? Packed. Yeah? Packed. 150% growth on their Monday night business. They're pretty happy.
How fast did it happen?
For them?
Yes.
I think it happened literally, I think the first week, they were packed, not to the 150, right, not to that big of growth. But over the next, she said it was within 2 to 3 weeks. Because everybody who would come, they would hand, the waiter or waitress would hand a card and say, please give us your information, we're going to add you to our email list so that you'll keep getting these, oh my gosh, and off it goes, right? So it really worked for them. Again, a simple campaign, and that was mailed on Mondays, so go figure. So I say, yes, you have to do certain, I didn't forget one. Yes, it helps to know, though, your customers. Let's say that you're having a big event, and your big event is on a Friday, so I would probably email something the Thursday before that, right? Or if I was in the Saturday market, I was always in farmer's market, I would probably send out a Friday email that listed everything that we had special coming in, because people would be interested in that. So those are the things to think about. It isn't always just a Tuesday, Wednesday, but if you are a kind of a general email, that might be the best time. How do you do everything, right? Stay social, do email, and keep track of everything. So here's a service. How many of you have a Facebook page? Okay, how many LinkedIn? How many have a LinkedIn business page? Not as many, okay. So all those things to keep up with. The biggest question of the day, how many tweets? Any tweeters here? No, okay. So when all that information comes into you, it's overwhelming. Here's a product that's free, that Constant Contact doesn't own, but you don't have to be a Constant Contact customer to use it. But nutshellmail.com is an aggregator, like Google Alerts. And what you do with nutshellmail.com as free service is let Nutshell Mail know where you're social, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and then you get an email. And you can time it. You get it once a day, 3 times a day, 5 times a day. Are you familiar with this? Are you all familiar with Google Alerts? Do you understand what that is? No. Okay, let's step back. Google Alerts. You have this opportunity with Google. You can set up alerts. You can give key search words or topics or follow particular providers of information. And you'll get alerts if there's something that comes up. If your topic is racquetball, right? And so everything that comes up that day about racquetball, you'll get a link to that so you can see. So it searches for you and gives that information to you and you get it in your email, right?
Yeah, the way that I use Google Alerts is I use my name as a search term. So anytime something appears on the internet that Google finds, it sends me an email confirming that whatever I posted actually was discovered by Google and ranked. But it's also good for reputation management as well. I mean, what if somebody gives you a bad rating from Yelp or something? I mean, the first step is awareness. So you want to know both the good and bad, but Google Alerts is a great tool to manage and monitor your own digital presence as well as your competitors, or if you want news to come to you about your industry, you can put in those keywords, like you say,
Right.
racquetball or carpentry or
Whatever it might be.
basket weaving or whatever it is, and things that come on the internet that are posted that are tied to those keywords that go right into your email inbox as a notice.
And Google Alerts is free, just like Nutshell Mail is. The nice thing about Nutshell for me is that every noon I get that's my social hour, I say, right? And I get an update and it tells me everything that's happened. And then what it does, right, it tracks like how many people liked me on Facebook or if someone made a comment. And the best part about it is, let's say someone's made a comment on LinkedIn or Facebook or tweeted something, you want to retweet it, you can do it all straight off of your email versus having to go back to Facebook, go back to your Twitter account, wherever you might be, which is a little different. Then Google Alerts just brings information into you and you can choose. For me, it got very overwhelming. I had to really slim down what I was looking for, otherwise you'd be all day in Google Alerts. But when people talk about should they go social, should they even be there doing any of these things, I always say exactly what Pete was saying. Have you ever looked up your name or your business name to see? It's out there. So if you think it's not happening, it is, and you want to see what those folks are saying, you want that opportunity to respond.